Hi Floppettes, hope you're all okay. So firstly, work's really hectic at the minute, so I think I'll try and do a video every other day. If not, I'll just have to try and stick to 3 times a week, I think. So make sure you're subscribed and just so that you don't miss anything. Right, so let's move on to this. So a few years ago we did hear that AJ and BP did have a row on a plane. Me personally, I assumed that private jets just automatically had security cameras in there. But I don't think I'm going to have time to read all of it. But I just have a gut feeling with this. I may be wrong. I'm just speculating. This is my opinion only. I just have a feeling this is just going to be a 10 times worse Amber Heard case coming towards us. And it's literally, it was swept under the carpet, wasn't it? The FBI, well, it says down here, I had a little bit of a read before I'd done this. The FBI, hang on, let's go down a bit. Right, now let's start at the top. I think I'm going to have to read a little bit. The couple separated in 2016, with Jolie filing for a divorce just 5 days after the alleged abuse incident took place on a plane. The claims have now emerged in a battle over a French vineyard. So, yeah, oh God. Guys, what do you think? Let me know already. Oh dear. Now, just quickly, what annoys me is that I respect people, rich people who have worked for it, and both of these people have worked bloody hard to get where they are. They adopted children, which is always a good thing. If you can handle those many children, then good for you. But you know, at the end of the day, if you've got the money to support a large family like that, then good. You know, I'll back them all the way. But I just have a feeling here that judging by what's going around on social media, the scum squad are already on this defending AJ. So we know how that goes with them lot, don't we? We really do now know how this all works. So it says sorry, it's down here, this bit here. While the claims were made at the time of the divorce, they were contained in a redacted FBI report. A representative for Pitt, who was not authorised to speak publicly, strongly denied Jolie's allegations and called them another rehash that only harms the family. There's a bit down here. In the new documents filed on Wednesday, 47-year-old said Pitt verbally attacked her and lunged at one of his 6 children throughout the long overnight flight. Pitt was physically and emotionally abusive to Jolie and their children, who were then between the ages of 8 and 15. After the flight, her family's well-being, Jolie decided to file for a divorce. Pitt choked one of his children before pouring beer and red wine on them. They alleged Pitt's aggressive behaviour began before the flight, but once he boarded the plane, he choked one of his children and struck another one in the face. They then intervened to protect each other. But it says down here, where is it? I read something that right, just 5 days after the alleged incident, Jolie filed for divorce and the FBI investigation was launched, but it was determined that no action needed to be taken against Pitt. So if the FBI are involved, you know, I've got my reservations about them and all of companies like that, if you like. However, they're not stupid. They do quickly tend to realise when someone has exaggerated things. So this is just my opinion. So, and obviously there's all these properties, vineyards and everything they want to sell, but they're obviously fighting over. At the end of the day, why can't these rich people just be happy that they have a house with no neighbours joined on? Why, everyone? Why can't they just be happy just about that? Do you know what I mean? I just find it all really bizarre that they have to keep fighting over all these properties and vineyards. I mean, just agree to a price and just get it over with, for goodness sake. However, we know how narcissists work, we know how toxic personalities work, and a real nasty narc will provoke someone to that point where they will get physical. So I think we're going to have to wait until this one plays out. Um, or I'm not going to tell you what team I'm on yet, but I think you're all probably guessing by now because we're not stupid. Um, we hear of this all the time, and dominant women can really, really, really destroy a man to the point where they go insane. And I'm not joking about that. So we'll just have to see how this one goes. Right, going on to oh, yeah, moving on from the no, not moving on, moving on to this, but regurgitating, if you like, from what I said the other day. So this is the Mail. The other one was Sky News. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Residents don't want them at Home Branch. I wonder why. So yeah, so to be honest with you guys, it looks now from Montecito. Now, when I've seen Montecito, it looks like all the big mansions have a lot more land, right? But if you go down to Hope Branch, I mean, obviously we wouldn't say no to one of these detached houses with no neighbours joined on and a massive garden, would we? However, I know, rich and famous people like to be more private, and that's fair enough. But this looks, but I haven't really seen a whole map of the place, so I'm going to have to educate myself on that. But here it just seems these, for someone like M, they're going to be too, if it's all like this in Hope Ranch, this is, I'm sorry everyone from Hope Ranch, but to them it seems like a bit of a downgrade, but they're trying to make it look like an upgrade, if that makes sense. Because I think she's going to moan that these houses are too close to each other. That's just my opinion. But obviously Hope Ranch is still a very rich, lovely area. But like I said the other day, I can't see why a family of four are going to outgrow a massive mansion. Even with staff, it just doesn't happen. So all of this is just more puff pieces, just to try and make them look like they're, really important, and that they have to upgrade now. So it's all nonsense, really. What else have we got? Oh, yeah, they're panicked. Right, I don't know what's happened here. Oh, that's why. Oh, for God's sake, what's going on here? Right, sorry, guys, it's not going to... Right, the blah, blah, let's call them the accurate word. Mr. and Mrs. Twatty are at odds with Netflix and their own production team as they attempt to backtrack on what they show the public. Oh, sorry. Mr. Twatty and Mr. and Mrs. Twatty are at odds with Netflix and their own production team, sources told Page 6, as they backtrack on what they want to show the public in their upcoming docuseries. The couple allegedly wants to cut chunks from the doc, which they have been filming for more than over a year now, but Netflix chiefs are standing by Mr. and Mrs. Twatty's filmmakers who want to keep the content, according to insiders. So it looks like Netflix are going to say no. I think we need to look at that in a minute. Mr. and Mrs. Twatty are having second thoughts on their own story on their project, a Netflix source told Page 6 this week. Oh, and apparently she'd done her podcast as well. Was it last night, I think? And God, she was stereotyping again. Not archetyping, stereotyping. Allegedly, in inverted commas, what do we have to say? Allegedly public domain. Her mother, which we all know is has a colourful history, a criminal colourful history, according to reports. Took her somewhere, and oh, that was it, to an Asian massage place. And she had to get her kit off and pose around, and she was embarrassed. So yeah, what's going on there, Miss Ragland or Ms. Ragland? It's a bit of a strange one, don't you think? And also, aren't those aren't those sorts of massage parlours illegal for children to go in, allegedly? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But things are, is she now trying to throw her mother under the bus? What's going on there? If she does, she's not gonna have any babysitters, is she? Crikey. Right, so yeah, they're panicked about Netflix. Oh, I did notice, I couldn't find it. I don't want to go on tweet because I don't want to show everyone's names. But apparently she said something in her podcast along the lines of, oh, I'm gonna have to find it. Right, here it is. Queen's death. M tells listeners to be yourself no matter what any societal framework tells you, and disregard the loud voice coming from a small place. What a bitch. What a bitch. Another passive aggressive dig. Oh, I tell you what, this girl couldn't get any more vile, could she? Absolutely vulgar. So yeah, her latest podcast is yet another dig at the Queen after her death and at the royal family. Loud voice in a small place, obviously the Queen and the UK, because it is basically it is a small island compared to the rest of the world. I just think she is absolutely vulgar. Really, oh. Anyway, I think that's it for now, guys. I'm going to keep trying to dig a bit more into the AJ and BP case. Like I said, I think you're all pretty up to date on how this is going to go, and I know you're not stupid either. So that's going to be quite interesting, isn't it? And to be honest with you, I think if someone is getting kids involved, no, that's just abuse in itself. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.